It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and smash that notification bell because you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that being said, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so we are back to talk about Erika Jane, Erika Girardi, Erika Jahoy, and I know sometimes that annoys some of you guys when I say all three names, but I don't care. We're back to talk about it. Erika Jane is talking about how the best is yet to come amidst all of the drama. This is crazy. The best is yet to come. Girl, I don't know about that. I'm not trying to put her down or anything, but it seems like she might be in some trouble. So this is cautiously optimistic. Now, we know that her soon-to-be ex-husband, Mr. Girardi, Tom, is being pursued right now in court for alleged embezzlement and a few other things. Millions and millions of dollars have disappeared from clients, and as of now, Mr. Girardi has dementia. He has late-onset Alzheimer's, and it's not him who's saying this. It's actually a doctor who diagnosed him and put out a word to the court saying that he suggests that Mr. Girardi doesn't have to attend his court hearings, that he's not really able to process what's going on, and yeah, that's just it. Now, of course, Mr. Girardi is saying that he doesn't know where the money went. He doesn't know how they went from $80 million to nothing, and that raises a few red flags. How do you make millions and millions of dollars disappear like a magic trick? Well, only the courts will find out. But in the meantime, again, we've said this, but what we know is that there were two trustees appointed by the court to not only look over Mr. Girardi's assets, but comb through all of the assets to figure out what they can liquidate, which will probably be everything, including their $16 million Pasadena mansion, which he's recently been evicted from, in order to pay back all of these creditors and the victims, well, the clients, but I mean, victims. Again, we're not here to talk about Mr. Girardi. Who we are here to talk about is Erika. Erika is very highly anticipated, at least her storyline is, for the upcoming season of Beverly Hills. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is set to premiere this summer. We were hoping it was going to be in the spring, but now we don't even know if we'll get the trailer in the spring. Last year, we got the trailer in about April, but this year, I feel like it's going to be May, June at this point. Now, Andy Cohen did come out and say, well, in a tweet, when a fan asked him, when are we getting the Real Housewives of New York and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills trailers? He was like, not soon. Hopefully by June, though, which isn't very promising. Thank God, though, we have right now the Real Housewives of New Jersey and somewhat Atlanta. And I only say that because Atlanta has just been a slow start this season to hold this over, because the Real Housewives of Orange County was a bust. Real Housewives of Dallas is okay, but we know the front runners. New York, Beverly Hills, and usually Atlanta. Just this season, maybe with the pandemic, the ball was dropped. Hopefully, we don't say the same thing about New York and Beverly Hills. Now, getting back to Beverly Hills, again, the most highly anticipated storyline of the season, maybe of any season, is Erika Girardi's legal drama. If you guys remember correctly, back when Teresa Giudice was going through it and she was being raped through the mud, her name, going to jail, everything, she was being scrutinized. It all played out, but it made for some of the best rated seasons ever of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, I have a feeling the same is going to be said for this season of Beverly Hills. However, a few fans don't even want to see her on our screens. They feel like she's living off of this money that came from victims under terrible, terrible circumstances. And now that we sort of know what we know, or know what the headlines are telling us, fans are pissed. I think that's the best way to say it. However, Erika Jane is trying to live her best life. She's still on social media. She's still doing her brand ambassador gigs. She's still promoting for Fenty. She's doing the damn thing. People are mad about that too. They're like, why aren't you there for your husband? Where are you? What's going on? And if he's going through this, has Alzheimer's, has dementia, you're losing all of your money and you're getting a divorce, and people are suffering right now. Previous clients are suffering and there's money missing. How can you act like you're so happy on social media? Well, I just want to answer this really quick. If in fact all of their assets, which they are being liquidated, girl still has to work. I mean, that's part of the reason she's doing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills still, I'm sure, and the fame, of course, but she still needs those paychecks. If everything's being liquidated, she might even lose this money too. Just like Teresa Giudice, when she got out of prison, she had to pay back so much money. She worked her ass off. She put out a book. She did appearances. I mean, she was doing everything she could to pay back all of the debt that she owed, and she did it just like that. Now, I don't know how much of this debt is going to fall on Erika Girardi's shoulders, but she still needs to work to not only supply her lifestyle, but probably pay back a few bills. Her lifestyle, if you guys remember, she was spending $40,000 a month plus just on her glam squad, her glam, her clothes, and everything that came with that. But that wasn't even the cars, the going out to lunch and dinners, going to fancy events. It was none of that. So how much money were you really spending a month? And now how can you go back to living a modest lifestyle? Well, welcome to the club, sister. I've never even made $40,000 in my life. So to be able to spend that, I would love it. However, I do want to say Erika did put out a tweet and she said, but seriously, thank you to everyone who supported me in this journey. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erika Jane, etc. I love all of you and the best is yet to come. Ugh, I don't know if this is the best time to be saying that, but I guess she's trying to give us something to get excited about. Maybe that's what, maybe she thinks she's leaving us in suspense. I don't know. However, even though she tweeted that, she did put out what fans are calling a disturbing post. It was a photo of a 1962 book that was written by Irving George called Madison Avenue Nympho, which technically was described as a psychological study of a female Jekyll and Hyde. Now, I think she's obviously referring to herself because she is not only Erika Girardi, but she's Erika Jane. During the day, she says that she is this glamorous, classy woman who walks around, keeps it together, but at night, she is this fun, crazy, adventurous woman. Well, those weren't exactly the words. It gets a little bit more vulgar than that, but this is what it was. During business hours, she was Alicia Peters, shrewd, self-possessed, hard-working, driven woman, and an ad agency executive. And on weekends, she was Erika Jane, a tortured, sex-hungry redhead whom no man, no matter how brutal, could satisfy. Now, of course, after she put this out, social media went crazy, wondering, what? Who are you talking about? In brutal? Whom no man, no matter how brutal? Are you referring to Mr. Girardi? That's where the headlines were going. Everyone is saying that she was referring that her relationship with her soon-to-be ex-husband was brutal. It sounds like she was trying to tell us something through her Instagram posts, or at least that's what everyone's depicting it for. However, some people also were a little disturbed that the fact brutal was used in a sexual manner. Of course, because we're dealing with some weird headlines right now, one of them being Armie Hammer, his cannibalism, and also the fact that just ironically, he is, well, Erika is his new neighbor. Technically, he was there first, but Erika is Armie Hammer's new neighbor. He did on a private Instagram before kind of expose the fact that that was going to be his new neighbor, and people were alluding to the fact that they were trying to reach out to each other, or at least she was trying to reach out to him for a hookup. Now, is that true? Who freaking knows? We can't sit here and say that she did that. We're not in her phone, and if she wants us to be in her phone, she'll post the photo just like she did about the Justice who was hooking up with her soon-to-be ex-husband. She'll share it, trust me, but I don't know if that was the case. I feel like people just wanted to link her with whoever they could because she was getting a divorce, and we wanted to know, was it infidelity? Was it because you were over him? Did you find somebody new? Are you dating? Why are you doing a photo op in front of your house, picking up dozens of roses, smiling, looking so glamorous, and who were they from? Are you trying to tease us? Was this another Bronwyn Wyndham Burke paparazzi photo shoot? It's kind of what it looks like. Obviously, though, I could go on forever about this, so I'm just curious what you guys are thinking is going on. Do you feel like Erika Girardi, was she talking about Tom inside of this post? Was it something that was cryptic that we were supposed to pick apart, or is everyone reading too much into it? And are you annoyed right now that she's posting about the best is yet to come? To be honest with you, I feel like everyone is sort of split on this. I feel like half of the fans and people who are watching her right now are like, yes, girl, go ahead. The best is yet to come. You'll get through this. Just keep your head up. You've got this. We support you. The other ones are like, no, girl, you've spent all of this money. This money didn't belong to you. You owe it to these victims, even though you weren't the lawyer. You owe it to them to at least give some answers. I'm just not sure if we're ever going to get those. Again, Lisa Rinna did say that she was going to come forward and talk this season 11 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that she was going to talk about what was going on, or at least what she could talk about. Of course, she can't tell us everything because some things are supposed to stay in court, and she could probably get in a lot of trouble for exposing some of the dirty details. But what we do know is from Garcelle and Lisa Rinna, she's not holding back. Actually, surprisingly enough, the rest of the cast was shocked that not only is she not protecting Mr. Girardi anymore, the rumor is she's throwing him under the bus. She's making sure that she is out for herself, taking care of herself, and she's not going to roll over and let anybody take advantage of her. She's coming out with her truth and telling us exactly what life was like in the Girardi household. Now, do you believe that? We'll have to wait and see. I swear I cannot wait for that super trailer. It's going to be so good. Guys, let me know what you think. Are you disturbed by the post, or do you not even care? Are you excited about Erika telling or sharing her truth on this upcoming season, or are you just over it? Do you think she had any part in it, or do you think she was innocent? There are so many questions, and more headlines are going to keep coming out every single day. We're going to follow it all the way to the end until we find out what the repercussions are, what happens, and what the final verdict is. In the meantime, though, you guys can go ahead and comment below. Give me your thoughts. Let me know how you feel about this. But before you do, and before you go, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that being said, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Check us out every Monday and Wednesday. Thanks for watching Up and Adam.